Hello there, Scion here. I am playing Myst VR, and this is like a game that has a special place for me because I grew up playing this game, and it's still one of my favorite games, like top two, like of all time. I love this game, and to play it in VR is like a dream come true. And so I'm going to start a new game, and I hope you guys enjoy watching me play and my reactions. And if you guys do like it, hit that like button, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. So I do recommend, if you've never played this game before and you love puzzle games, just go and do yourself a favor. Buy the game. It's so much fun. Um, don't cheat yourself by looking up solutions. Just keep. If you get stuck, just stop playing for a bit and come back to it with a fresh mind. I find a lot of times when I can't solve a puzzle, it's just because I'm tired, and when I stop and turn it on another day, all of a sudden I have energy and I can solve the puzzle. Um, so I'm going to be playing randomized, which the solutions that I get to my puzzles will not be the same as what you're playing. Um, and but yeah, if you've never played this, or if you think you might play it, don't watch too far, because I'm gonna spoil the puzzles for you to some extent. So, anyways, I'm gonna start, and hope you guys enjoy.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit that such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
There it is, the Myst book. So we have a book with an image in it. Well, let's see what happens when we touch the panel. Wow, we've been transported to an island. Same island in the book. Wow. To see this in scale, like when I've only ever seen it through a monitor, is amazing. Well, we have a lever. Well, as any good puzzle game player knows, you always flip a lever and leave it there until you see what it did. The waves and the birds and everything, it's really relaxing. always appreciated that about Scion games is just the you could just go with it to a place that they've made up like a fantasy world and just kind of relax, and it's a nice change of pace from all the shoot 'em up games. Looks like there's some sort of tower. Oh, there's a note. Catherine, I've left for you a message of utmost importance in our forechamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve the message. Yours, Atris. I'm not sure. They said marker switches. Maybe this could be a marker switch. Not totally sure. Wow, I like that door. Wow, holographic imagery. Neat. Oh, look at the pillars. Wow, look at that. Alright, what is this? Settings. Dimensional imager. Topographical extrusion test. Marker switch diagram. I mentioned that in the note. Water turbulent pool. I imagine that's what that is. Was it 47, I think? Alright, let's see what happens. Yep, my guess was right. That is the marker switch. Wow, it's so cool, 3D. What was it? 40. 40. Topographical extrusion test. Okay, well this looks like a topographical map of the island. You see that little blank spot there would have been where the dock is. And up there would be the tower. This looks so cool. Got the water lapping up against the rocks. This is so awesome. Oh wait, there was a marker switch up there. Did I switch that? Yes, I did. Okay. Actually, we should look closer at this gear. Doesn't look like this one would connect with that gear. And this one definitely won't. They would interfere with each other. Well, we'll have to find out about that later. Let's try this. We have a door. Hey. We're in a planetarium. Well, let's see what happens. I don't know what time it is. So, let's try that. Wow. Look at that. Those pillars. What's this? I have a gravestone with some writing. It's not English. The note was in English. That's interesting. Look at these lamps. That's cool. We have a library. Hey. These are the places where I flip the switches. Huh. I think that tower rotated. Look at that chandelier. Okay. Another one of these special books.
Serious? Oil. A seal? You must Mackinac.
Well, that must be Akbar.
Help me. Bring me pages. Forever and ever. Pages.
Well, I assume.
Have the blue pages.
This guy wants blue pages.
To me.
Huh. It seems to be locked down. They don't want this book. Whereas these... We have another book.
You must help me. Bring me a red page.
Okay, no greeting, just give me your red pages.
I can't see. Need a red page. You must.
So I assume these guys are trapped.
Please bring me. Beg of you, bring page.
Otherwise, they would get the red pages themselves.
I am serious.
Cirrus.
Given up long ago. There's one thing I need to be rescued. You must.
So he is trapped. Let's explore more of the island. What is this? Like a kind of like fluorescent tubing, but I don't think it is. Looks like the predecessor to that, maybe. An eye. Snake. Oh, look at those flowers. That's nice. Is that a beetle? Anchor. Arrow. Looks like a leaf. Like an iron cross. Flamingo. What's this? We have the sunken ship, a model from the dock. Oh, another marker switch. Huh, what's that? Hey, butterflies. What's this? Maybe a reset a... like a breaker, maybe? I like a disconnect. Like when it trips. I have a ship. Does it open? No. Wow, look at that. Looks so nice. Yeah, feels like I'm on vacation. Look at the design of those fins. It's so cool to see it in like full scale. You guys have to try this in VR if you're playing on a flat monitor. It's something else. Hey, some flowers and the water. Oh, look at that clock tower. Oh, another one of those switches. Oh, more butterflies. They look a bit like monarch butterflies. Got another switch. Let's check out down here. Music's changed. Gotten a bit more serious. Ah, that's awesome. Well, we have some generators. And power on the left, power to ship. Generator switches. Well, I don't know anything about it. So let's keep going. Now we have a clock. What's this do? Oh, there's the hour hand and the minute hand. Well, don't have the combination. We're in a big tree. Yeah, a butterfly. Well, these ones are real close. That's so cool. Oh, that's steep. Build something around a tree like this. It's interesting. Have a safe and a boiler. It's a picture of the tree. That's significant. Look at that. That's so nice. Let's see. So, alright, there was a switch here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think there was one across the water. Yeah, 8. And they said to enter that in the messenger, in the imager. Let's try that.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Akanar. But I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. I should have known not to have left my library unchecked for so long. I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in the places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return, but if you've forgotten the access key, remember the tower rotation, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, and erase this message after you've viewed it, just to be safe.
Alright, so he said, remember the tower rotation and the access key. That's important. And he said to erase the message, so maybe by holding the button down? Well, in the old game, you could hold this button down and erase it. Oh, I love the scale of this room. It's so cool. Alright, well, let's explore the library more. What's this? Huh. Do I hit the button? Oh, look at that. Okay, well, this could be a bazillion combinations. Okay. Well, I'm interested in that tree. Tower rotating. So I was right. Um, so I said he placed the books in places of protection, but these are books. Maybe the books he's talking about are the ones with those special panels. So the books are quite long, so if you I'm going to read the the book that of the age that I plan on going to. Um, so if you want to skip ahead, I will flash the timestamp on the screen that you would need to skip ahead to. But I recommend that you listen to me reading the story because a lot of the part of the plot is in these books, part of the story. If you miss the miss this book, you're missing a large part of the story. I've called this age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though exactly how I imagined it, it is still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere, there are only trees, which grow directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I am eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I have arrived here late, and I must rest. I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one that I would have never expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand motions that I was to follow them. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water, I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which is about 10 meters above the water and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower pass to the village level approximately halfway up the grand trees. It is very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. At sunset, they motioned for me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. The walls were garnished with bright metals, and in the center of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least he appeared to be their leader, for he sat at a meter off from the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human. At least to some extent he appears human. His hair, which was only on his face and his head, was completely gray, almost white, and hung very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by a almost grotesque neck that could not hold its head up to look at me. But what a surprise! This creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter, I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked to be telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human, but he is old beyond his own reckoning, and seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me feel very uncomfortable. It is almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble, but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me he had not spoken our own tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings, which happened randomly. Some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. The sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. Then they would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day things changed. The rumblings began and grew quickly, to unprecedented levels. Soon it became apparent that the entire island was sinking slowly into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. The humans who lived through this catastrophe moved into the trees where they gradually died out, maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I am not sure. This is the story the old man communicated to me, although many details are very unclear in my mind. I am especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own. Yet the old man believes in the truth of the story, as if he had been there, and the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans, as if they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hand tightly, murmuring something about rest and asleep. Then he said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort, he stood to his feet. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away, with more force than I imagined his frail body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surrounded him with very solemn faces. Then they kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out the door and off the narrow path high in the trees. The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body he had fallen onto a lower level of walkway and carry it away. He was laid down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion of the tree creatures, lit the pier on fire, and I watched as the flames engulfed him. As this strange funeral proceeding, the waters around the pier changed to dull green. This morning I awoke, finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The water is a dull green for as far as I can see now. For some reason the water no longer shifts color. As I wandered throughout the pathways, the creatures watched me, curious to see what I will do next. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection. I even found food outside the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon so that I may learn more from them. I have lived on this world for 3 months, off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I am even beginning to learn bits of their language. I have decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and my sons, and hopefully return with them. However, I am sure Catherine will once again refuse. I think this age would be a wonderful experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Sirius and Aknar will react to its curious inhabitants. Catherine is staying behind as expected. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very much. They get along very well with the tree dwellers, and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt that it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. I am leaving tomorrow to check on Moyenage. Sirius has suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay, though the idea unsettles me. I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while. So I will consent to their request. I warn the boys not to take advantage of the respect that tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith they will follow it. Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Choctic. I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly. After checking on Sirius and Akner here, see Everdunes journal for more information. After watching Sirius and Aknar, I see they are handling things very well, and I think I can put to rest any fears about leaving them in Channelwood again. And for a little longer time. The true dwellers seem slightly distressed that I am leaving, but I am happy that Sirius and Aknar are staying behind again. I have been gone for over 3 days, and have been to many different places. I had to tell Sirius and Aknar about Pran's death today, and they were visibly shaken, although they only remember her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested that it would be wise for Sirius and Aknar to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They will be returning with me when I leave again. I have told my sons that they will be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. It seems that they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out into the surrounding waters. I enjoy hearing them talking excitedly of their adventures, and am reminded of my own adventures as a child. I finally understand why the tree dwellers have been giving me their many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have changed from the black I thought they were to various different colors. I have shown some of the creatures my journal, and they laughed and howled. I did not know that they had such a sense of humor. Even now, as I look through this very colorful journal, I cannot help but laugh myself. We will be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me they would like to come to Channelwood again, and also asked if they can visit some other ages alone, though I will have to think over their request. I believe they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also have to help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now I must give my farewells to the creatures, for I do not know how long it will be until I visit this age again. Future Bridge. This must be the village that he spoke of. There's a hut. Well, that's the end of that book. All right. I better reset my height. Look at this painting. Wow, secret passage. Wow. Look at that. That is awesome. So, library. That was the library. We're at this. This is our current level as a library. Okay, we're in the tower now. What's up here? Alright, so I pointed the knob down on that map to the tree, and you can see we are pointed at the tree. Wow, look at that. That's so cool. Real feeling of height. Okay. We have a key. 425. 425. Now I chose the random puzzles, so for me, it won't. If you play, it won't be 425. It'll be something completely different. Look at that. This looks so amazing. Looks so good. I wonder if I can walk up that. Oh, you can walk up. Wow. Yeah, you can see this slot there, and pointing to the tree. Was it 425? All right. I don't see any flames. What do I do here? Oh, there we go. Whoa, PSI. Oh, I hear something happening out there. What? Okay. That is cool. Alright. So it stops. But we saw a way down. So let's try that. Let's see what that does. Yeah, look at that. The rings, the tree rings. Look at that. The water undulating. Look at the design of the cover, the windmill. Just like they described in the journal. You can see the huts up there. Wow, that's so cool. Look at that windmill. Wow. There goes nothing. So the video was starting to run long, so I decided to stop the video here. But in my next video, I will be exploring the age of Channelwood. So if you guys are interested, keep an eye out for that. It'll be coming soon. Thank you for watching.